with y'all folks, bro. I have not done a video like this ever. I'm too close to the camera. But look, listen, I'm gonna start doing videos like this. I don't know, I guess to capture the essence and beauty of and naturality of processing a thought. So I'm gonna try to do like less cuts. But if I do, then I just do. Okay? Alright, let's get right into it. Alright, so let's get right into it. I'm gonna be talking about evolving and human experience, and what evolving requires, and how it requires sacrifice, and just be touching up on points with that, right? So first thing is, one of the first things that I learned my first year in psychology was lifespan perspective is viewed as a lifelong and a process that requires growth and regulation of loss. Now that is talking about in terms of age, but we can correlate it to the generality of evolving in human experience, in terms of growth and what it takes to grow. Every version of growth demands that we lose something, and it's like we ask ourselves, why does evolution involve loss? Like, why does it take sacrifice to grow and to truly evolve as a human being? And to change your perception on that, and try to give you a different perspective to look at it. It's not necessarily something being taken away, but more so you outgrowing that thing or someone, and that's one way. That's another perspective to look at it. That's the perspective that I look at it as. It's not something necessarily being taken away from me, in when I'm evolving, but it's more so me outgrowing that thing and outgrowing that person or experience and old self. And there's always a pain that comes with losing this thing, this someone, this experience, and whatever the case may be. When you're evolving, it's always a pain that comes with the evolving, because the loss part. But it's necessary. When it comes to losing people in your process of evolving, it's because not everyone is able to match your new frequency. It's not always their fault. It's not always the person's fault, and they're not always bad. It's just simply they're not able to match your frequency. You become the person that you become no longer requires them, because they're stuck on what you used to be. They're still in the place where you used to be, and you've outgrown that place. So they no longer fit this chapter in your life. And I think personally, this is the hardest part of evolving when it comes to loss, is losing a person, because you can be best friends with a person for like years. Y'all have years together, and you still can outgrow them. And that hurts the most, because it's an actual individual and someone you've gone through experiences with and created a very intimate platonic relationship with, and or romantic. And that right there, I believe, is the hardest part of evolving when it comes to losing. Then you have loss of identity. When you're evolving, you can find yourself in the idea that what have I become? What am I now? Like, who am I? Like, why don't I feel like myself? And because confusion does come before the clarity. You're going to be confused in what you've become, because it's something new. That's what the process of growth is. It's change. So you're not going to recognize, or you're not going to be comfortable with the person that you've become at first, because it's confusion, and that comes before the clarity. You lose who you thought you were. So it's not that you find yourself, it's more so that you lose who you're not. Then you lose your loss of comfort, because by nature, growth is uncomfortable. But uncomfortability is a good thing, because it moves you to act. You begin to start losing the illusion that comes with comfortability. You know, you start seeing truth clearly, you know, about yourself, others, and even life. But the paradox of loss and how to embrace the process when evolving is knowing that sacrifice is loss, but the gains of it is far much greater than the sacrifice. And the emotions that come with loss is part of the evolvement. The hardest thing to do, though, is just accepting them and allowing yourself to feel them. But by doing so, allows yourself to fully grow and evolve as a human being, and that's part of the human experience. We have to understand that part of the human experience is regulation of loss. We all lose something. That is the sacrifice. But again, as I said before, the gains of the gains of the loss is far much greater than the sacrifice, and you gain so much more when you're evolving, and if you're able to accept that you will lose something, you will lose someone, you know, that will be much you'll live, you know, easier in knowing that, because that's just what it comes with. That's just the human experience. You know, that's it for this video. I didn't really much elaborate on the points of this video, but more videos to come. Excuse me. I most definitely will. You know, cause and I got a lot to say. I'm gonna say it. People need, you know, some. I'm just being an advocate, you know, for people, you know, with my gifts, and people with that attain some form of knowledge that I have. I'm just being an advocate, you know, for those who can't be. I will be doing more of this, you know, and I'm just gonna be, you know, speaking and then just, you know, hope core, you know, speaking life into people, you know, whether it be, you know, of God, you know, whether it be a philosophy or, you know, psychology. I'm just gonna be speaking life into people because it's a gift that I have. I was blessed with by God, and so I'm gonna use this gift, utilize this gift. You know, I'm an instrument of God. That's basically it. So yeah, I'm gonna catch up, folks, though.